Hello everyone, and welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Previously, well, it was the first video, and we introduced ourselves to one Apollo Justice and his mentor, Christoph Gavin. And they both seem pretty nice. Christoph is sagely and reserved, but not pretentious about it. And Apollo is fine. And the defendant in this first case is one Phoenix Wright, now aged 33. I looked it up. He was 24 in the original trilogy, so it's been at least 8 or 9 years since that trilogy. That's a lot of time. A lot of time. And I really have to wonder just what made him stop being an attorney, because he's a piano player right now. And he was working in the bar where one Shady Smith was murdered 2 floors down in the underground basement. Now, this witness here, Olga Orley, she apparently works there, but full disclosure, after I finished recording the last video, I accidentally advanced forward in the dialogue by 1 box, so that's why the text is different. The line I skipped was her saying that the 2 men, Phoenix Wright and Shady Smith, asked her to deal the cards at their game. I'm sure that'll come up because this is the testimony and we'll do the cross-examination, but just want to say that. Anyway, let's resume here.
It was cold. Both players played with hats on, The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on locket at his neck. Then, last hand is done. But something terrible has happened, That man flew at victim and is strangling him to death.
Strangling? Really? Oh, jeez. Well, does Shady have a necklace? You can't see. Wait, the photo of the body. Hold on. I don't see a necklace. There are 2 shady things about this. Pun thoroughly unintended. Oh, Lord. Oh! Wait, in this photo, I think I see a glint of something on his neck, yeah. Okay, maybe he was wearing a necklace, or... Wait, the table. Did he... Is the necklace on there as, like, collateral? I can't tell. I don't think it is. Huh. Well, anyway, the big problem here is that she's saying that Shady was strangled. No, the autopsy says he was hit in the head with blunt force trauma. Come to think of it, that's very darkly reminiscent of how Mia was killed. Incidentally, who won the game?
Isn't it obvious? The winner was the victim, Mr. Smith.
Objection!
That's ridiculous. Because Mr. Wright can't lose. Justice? Maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection. But he hadn't lost in 7 years. Oh. Phoenix was an attorney for 7 years. And he quit 2 years ago. And he didn't lose a single case. Wow. Okay. Anyway, take it from me, kid. I didn't lose a case my first 7 years as prosecutor either. Incidentally, I have some evidence here. These are the poker chips as they lay the very moment of the crime. The hand and chips on this side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright. Those on the far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith. Wait, so what about the 5 cards in the middle? Hello? That's not how poker's played with just the hands. Chips, you say?
Duh. I mean, yes. Imagine that poker is war. Your hand is your army, and these chips are the spoils.
I know that. After all, in my youth I was known as the pokerhead of courtroom number 3. Wait, he's talking about his youth, but it's not a childhood story, that's an adult story.
I think he means poker face.
Looking at this picture, it does seem that most of the chips are on the victim's side of the table.
Chip photo added to the court record.
Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness. That fateful night.
That night, customer asked me to deal cards for game.
Why would they do that? I'll ask her to hold it. This is gonna be awful. I said, I'm going to ask her to hold it. Hold it? Wow, that is touchy. Okay, I can't rely on that. That's a shame.
You were dealing cards. Do you do this often? Duh, I am doing this. If customer wishes it, I serve anything. Borscht, cards, more borscht. It is my work.
It's good to hear of a place that hasn't forgotten the meaning of service.
Welcome you to Borscht Bowl Club, where borscht is as warm as the waitresses. Thank you for not handing out flyers during the cross-examination. It was cold. Both players played with hats on. Duh.
It's already April. How could it be cold?
At Borscht Bowl Club, we have pride on authentic rustic Russian restaurant theme. Outside it is city in spring, but inside it is always as cold as Mother Russia.
No way am I going there. I'd love that. I freaking love the cold.
When it comes to hot borscht, cold is best seasoning, duh? The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on locket at his neck.
That would be really awkward to play with cards with just one hand.
His locket. I believe it was good luck charm, duh? He gripped it many times as he played that night.
Yes, he must have felt as though it might carry him to the moon and the stars. Though if it were small enough to fit around his neck, it wouldn't have much lift.
The defense would like a clarification. This is a locket we're talking about? I mean, a pendant with a picture in it, right? Not a rocket?
That was bad. Boo. Of course, I knew that. No, he didn't. It was probably a pendant shaped like a rocket. That's why she called it that. Wait, did she? Oh my god, I must have missed it.
No, a locket's a... It's considered bad form to poke fun at the hard of hearing in our society. Hard of hearing? Or hard of understanding? So, what happened next? Then, the last hand is done. But something terrible has happened. Ah!
Something terrible? Eek! The defense will refrain from needless shouting.
Sorry. I need to seriously reconsider this vocal training thing. Now, Miss Orley, can you tell us what happened? Oh, I was so frightened. I trembled with fear. That man flew at victim and is strangling him to death.
But the defendant would never do such a thing.
Eek!
Well, now I can't say I've ever heard the defense try this tactic. If possible, please refrain from embarrassing me.
Sorry, Christoph.
Still, why would anyone do something like this over a game of poker?
Perhaps it is because defendant has lost game? Yes, a crushing defeat for a man undefeated. So it always is with men like him. Winners make sore losers. Oh, how the mighty fall.
Go ahead. I believe you know what it is you need to do.
Right, sir. Leave it to me. There was only 3 people in the room at the time of the murder. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and Mr. Wright isn't the killer. I've got you now, Orly.
Right. So we'll clearly go to the strangulation and we'll present the deadly... Wait, no. The autopsy report. This one. Death caused by single blow to forehead. This contradicts the strangling. Objection!
Damn it.
Fine. What's the button? What's the... What is the present button? Is it... Oh, it's X. Oh, really? Strangled, you say? That's odd.
Duh. Normal customers only choke on borscht.
No, I mean, this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head.
A hack.
Miss Orly, really now? Did you witness the crime?
Eek.
Oh, wow, that was amazing. Looking at the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hit. He's still wearing his hat and everything. Yes, I talked about that last time.
Yet, it is a fact that he was hit, Your Honor.
Oh. The hat was put back on him then. That has to be it.
Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during our investigation.
Well, that's quite shocking, isn't it? This head certainly was hit. Is that the first time we've actually seen such a close-up of a dead body in one of these games? That's kind of morbid.
But I've seen it happen. The defendant, he lunged at victim, his neck.
Oh, really, Miss... God damn it. Oh, really, Miss Orly? I think I've caught you in your own lie this time. Justice. I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this through once more. What do you mean? I found a contradiction. There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me. Very well. It seems we should continue the cross-examination. There's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it. There's such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too. Okay. If Olga was wearing those mittens, how could she deal? But the mittens also mean her prints wouldn't appear on the wine jar, or wine bottle? Yeah, wine bottle. Or, not wine, grape juice bottle, sorry. Let's see. After the defendant tried to strangle victim, he hit him with a bottle. Let's press this. You didn't say anything about hitting before. Sorry. I must be forgetting this, da.
Witness, you will take greater care with your testimony.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
And that clears up the discrepancy with the autopsy report, I believe. The defendant made to strangle his victim, then changed his mind, and chose a simpler, blunter means to do the job. Yes, that sums it up nicely.
So you strangled him, then hit him? Something's fishy about all this. Go ahead. I believe you know what it is you need to do. Oh, right, sir. Leave it to me. There are only 3 people in the room at the time of the murder. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and... Yeah, we saw this. Let's have a look at the evidence. Oh, this happened in the AM. Interesting. Okay. I don't think there's anything that... This kind of looks like Shady was struck while he was sitting down. But I don't know, he could have just been standing in front of it, then slumped over. Wright's prints are on it, upside down, sure. I don't think there's anything relevant about the cell phone, nor the bandaged battery closing help on the back of it. We inspected that. I don't think there's anything that contradicts it here. Ah, wait, the hats. Yeah, I think that's it. It's sneaky, but I think I'm supposed to show off this photo on her statement that both people wore a hat. If that were true, then he couldn't be... Well... I don't know, actually. I think that might be my best shot, though. Let's try it. I think that it really is my best shot. Let's see. Both players played with hats on. The crime photo. Let's do it. Ah, darn, that's not it. I can tell because the music didn't stop. This evidence clearly reveals a contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. How exactly are the evidence and the statement just now related? They aren't they? Not at all. Mr. Justice, please think the facts over before making accusations. Okay. This one is suspicious. I did say it seems so tricky to play cards with just one hand. Wait. There's no locket visible here. The locket at his neck. There's no locket. Where did it go? This one. Let's do this. There we go. Okay. You know, there was one curious part in her testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. But what does it mean? Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what it is you're thinking so intensely about? Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his hand on his locket at his neck, I believe she said. I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar. No, but look at this photograph. Do you see a locket on the victim's neck? Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I knew you'd be able to handle this. But what does it mean? If we are to believe this witness's testimony as is, then the locket disappeared following the victim's death. Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor. It's quite simple when you think about it. If the locket is gone, someone must have taken it off, no? Taken it off? Wait, you don't mean... Oh. Oh. The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it? I think the locket was admitted to the game as collateral. Oh. Irk? The defendant, what do you have to say to this? Say. Yes? I just noticed this, but... You have something hanging around your neck, don't you? Oh, good lord, he does. I saw it on him. I looked at it, but didn't think anything of it. Oh, wow. Oh, you mean this? Yes, it's a locket. With a photograph inside. A photo. My... daughter? Phoenix. Did you have a... Did you have a kid? I mean... 9 years is a long time. Phoenix! Congrats, man. What? Really? Come again? No, he only needed to come once. Moving on? Mr. Wright, you have a daughter? We confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter. Oh, what horrible pun does that daughter have as a name? So, Mr. Wright has a locket too? It must be his. Shady Smith wouldn't wear the... Unless... It's swapped. Maybe Wright put it up as collateral first, and then Shady lost it, but no! Shady won the final hand. Wright wouldn't be taking it back if Wright lost. Huh. Why don't I buy that this is just a coincidence? Well, now, if the results of this poker game led to the murder, perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game. Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear the defendant lost. Badly. Miss Orley, you will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and defendant. Serious competition.
game began with 3,500 points and chips for each man. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. The one who was winning died, was the victim. For last hand, defendant play with all chips on table and lose. The moment loss was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and...
Indeed, looking at this picture, it does seem to be a one-sided game.
As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow.
Ah, how many times have I heard these words? I done it in a fit of anger, Your Honor, and... Oh, I didn't read that fast enough. A common tale, but true.
Methinks the judge watches too many old court movies. Mr. Wright said he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong.
Serious competition.
The game began with 3,500 points in chips for each man.
Are those the usual starting points? Were any special rules used?
No, not special. Usual game, usual rules.
If each man began with 3,500 points, then the total would be... exactly 7,000 points.
Please, this isn't calculus. It's not even long division.
Huh. Christoph might have thought that there was something interesting there. Can't think of what, though.
House chips come in two sizes, small and large.
Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used?
Duh, of course.
Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press harder? Yeah. How could they add up to 7,000? Let's have a look at that photo again. It doesn't add up. There are more than 7 black chips, so they can't be worth 1,000. And if they were worth 100, then there's no way they could add up to 7,000. No. There was no way. There had to be more chips. There had to be. Yeah, let's press harder. Maybe you could explain a bit about these chips?
Explain? What is there to be explained?
Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips, not a chip off the old block, not a motorcycle cop, not...
Thanks. Now that I've pressed her, I better ask her something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars or rubles even?
Yet, as I have been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for a capitalist to understand.
Ooh, the shade!
2 types of chip. 100 points chips and 1,000 points chip.
Okay.
It is not money, duh.
Justice. Sir, don't you find her comment interesting? In more ways than one, sir. I'd have it added to her testimony myself.
Well, does the defense want the witness to add to her testimony? Yes.
Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Add it to the testimony. I wish I knew where I was going with this.
Very well. Witness, if you would be so kind.
Duh, Your Honor. One kind of chip is worth 100 points. Other kind is worth 1,000. 2 kinds in all.
Do I use the photo here, saying that it can't add up, but... Usually when you present, it has to be literal. You can't, infer an extra thing from the statement. It has to be a direct contradiction to the words right here. So, let's try pressing this first. Mr. Gavin said this testimony is important. To be honest, I have no idea why. Mr. Justice, do the court a favor and think of what you want to say before raising your hand. We are not in kindergarten.
Sorry, I'm fine.
Better think of something to ask. And quick.
The 2 types of chips. Duh. The small ones are 100 and the large ones 1,000. Right? Right, of course.
Don't waste our time.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Gulp.
Great. Mr. Gavin made me stop her, and now I'm the one who looks dumb. Oh, Justice. Please try not to embarrass me like that.
Who, me?
There's a clear contradiction in the information you have in your hands. What? It's a simple matter of calculation. Go on, try it. We're not in kindergarten, after all. Calculation?
Yeah, okay. This can't be correct. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are over 9,000. I can't believe the game just baited me into saying another dated internet meme. Oh my god, blindsided. It's over 9,000. Okay. Fine.
Jesus Christ. You're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure.
It seems our new attorney is a bit confused.
A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won, if you're not in kindergarten.
Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court?
Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which were worth 1,000 points?
Why, the big ones, of course. Duh.
Oh, I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up.
The totals?
Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips, and the combined total value of the chips was 7,000 points.
Yes, if my calculations are correct. Let's see. 3 plus 1, carry the 5.
They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. If the big chips are worth 1,000 points and the small chips are worth 100, and you add them up,
how much is it?
Do it yourself. You aren't in kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony.
But why? How could this be?
Exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why.
Didn't Mia once say the same thing? Right. There's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. Starting points were wrong. Chip count was wrong. Both were right. That's... No, there's no way. That's just ridiculous. Yeah, it must be that the starting points were wrong. No? Chip count. Wait. Okay, maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe this is just supposed to be simple, but... I'm confused. I'm digging this soundtrack, by the way. Olga said that each man started with... Oh god, I'm so lost that I don't even know how to articulate why I'm lost. If the chip count was wrong, is that saying that Olga counted the chips wrong, or that... they were wrong at the scene when the game began? Were they trying to run a dupe on... Shady? But if that were true, that would mean it wasn't really just for points. It would be money. Because there'd be no reason to cheat if it was just for points. I'm sorry, I'm just brick-walled by this. I don't understand this. It's not clicking, so I guess I'll just pick this and see what happens. The odd thing here is the number of chips. Right, Mr. Gavin? Why are you asking me? Just in case? Justice, it's your case I'm concerned about. If you're wondering about the chips, just look at the photograph. It's all there. Even our judge with his failing eyesight could count them. That's not the only thing failing the judge. Let me ask you again. Okay, there was no penalty. Then it must be that the starting points were wrong. This calculation makes the answer clear. If the total combined points at the table was 10,600, then each man started the night with 5,300 points. 5,300? That's a rather half-baked score at which to start a game. Justice, would different starting points really change anything? Huh? It seems the defense's objection was even more half-baked than the score. Uh-oh. Time to head back into the kitchen. But how can both be right if we just caught Olga in the lie? She said... Oh. No, it's not... Oh. It's not saying that Olga was wrong or right, it's that the conflicting evidence is both correct. It was Olga's assumption that's wrong. Both of the oddities are right. God damn it. Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can only be one answer. Well, what is it? The value of the chips was the other way around.
What?
Want to know what I think? The small chips are worth 1,000 points, not the big ones.
Madness. Utter madness.
Show me that photograph of the chips again. There are 6 small chips and 10 large chips. Why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up. Excellent work, Justice. Thank you, Christoph. I found it while floundering in a panic. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself. No, I did not. Stop rubbing it in. Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it.
But wait. The value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing.
Indeed, the victim did have the larger number of chips still. Oh. Exactly. If the small chips are 1,000 points, and the large chips are 100, then Phoenix was winning. Ooh! Let's do a little math. Add up the points for each side of the table.
Oh.
The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900 points, and Phoenix had 4,100 points. Well now, it seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all.
That's impossible.
My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning.
Yarg.
Now, Miss Orley, you must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the scene of the crime. Weren't you?
Eek.
Order! Order! It appears our defendant has lost his motive. And Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened. We must now ask ourselves whether we can Excuse me? What is it, Miss Orley?
I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see, see what, Miss Orley? What do we see? In the last hand, there was a cheat.
Don't tell me there were extra aces. Hold on. Left hand. A 7. Wait. Yeah, 2 7s. No, 3 7s. 3 7s, 2 aces. The other hand, 3 kings, 2 aces. It is suspicious that all 4 aces were in play. That is suspicious, but there's no proof there's a cheating. It's just wait. What is that? No, that's too blurry. It can't be anything. It kind of looks like there's an... Wait. Oh, no, of course. There would be a card on the floor. This was taken after the death, when the police arrived on the scene. Okay. It's fine. Here... can't really tell the difference. I don't know what she's talking about.
A cheat? You don't mean a trick?
Wait, or do you mean a scam?
They're all the same thing. Yes, there was a cheat in last hand. That is why game ends with chips as they are.
Great, just great. First we have lying, now cheating. Well, this case certainly has taken a turn. Were they interesting? Witness, you will please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating in the final hand.
The final hand.
The last hand. Both men had full house. There was 4 of each card in deck from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious.
God damn it, I was so focused on the aces. There's 5 sevens. Oh, I am off my A game today.
The next moment, game becomes argument. The defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in his hand. Poor Mr. Smith.
Miss Orley, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? I thought I smelled a cover up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers. A full house is a very high-scoring hand. Not easy to make, in my experience. Excuse me? Something you want to tell us?
That alone is enough to suspect less than scrupulous tactics.
Oh, he would use scrupulous.
Mr. Gavin? What's a full house?
Lawyers these days. You don't know your poker?
I can't say this bodes well for your case, or career.
What is this, some kind of secret court poker ring? Justice. You know the terms 1 pair, 2 pair, and 3 of a kind, yes?
Yeah, no problem.
2 cards of the same number makes a pair, and 3 kinds makes a 3 of a kind. Good. Now picture a hand with 1 pair and 1 3 of a kind. That's a full house. That doesn't sound easy to make, does it?
Yeah, Shady would win because he had 3 kings, right? So that would beat the 7s. And I think the 3 of a kind takes precedence over the pair in this case. So, yeah, both had 2 aces, so yeah. The full house with kings would win, so Shady did win that hand. Boy, all these hours of playing poker in Red Dead Redemption has paid off. Ugh.
You can see each player's hand in this photo.
Wow, they both have full houses.
We forget there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat.
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
If he did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat?
The last hand. Both men had full house.
We don't need to press this.
There is 4 of each card in deck from ace to king.
That seems alright to me.
If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious.
Let's get her to talk more about this. Hold it.
Hold it? Hold it.
Hold it.
Hold it?
Okay, I give up. I'm not using this feature again.
How was it clear?
Well, the defendant, he played a 5th 8.
No, it's a 5th 7.
A 5th ace?
I still remember both hands very well. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. And Mr. Wright's, too.
Obviously, cheating was afoot. Or perhaps I should say, a hand.
Boo! Get better material.
Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to the testimony without Mr. Payne's joke.
Okay, at least Christoph hated it too. Very well, the witness will add this detail to her testimony, please. I nailed it. Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces. 5 aces in all. Let's have a closer look. Smith. 2 aces, 3 kings. That's completely wrong. Okay, one last ditch effort. Objection! Objection! Hey, it worked!
It appears the witness is mistaken.
Mistaken? But my name...
Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony.
That's the photo of the chips, is it not?
Justice, perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point at your point.
Yes, please point out the contradiction in this photo. What particular point contradicts the witness's testimony? It's here. Use the pointer. Yeah. Here.
Why, it's here, of course.
It's where?
Where is that?
I had to point at the 2 aces and not the 3 kings, didn't I? Okay, there's no penalty, so maybe Capcom knew this was touchy.
Miss Orley, in your testimony you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. But as you can clearly see, the victim's hand only held 2 aces.
Eek! Oh well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace in question.
Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand.
Wait. Am I an idiot?
That's not 3 sevens, that's 3... There's not 5
Am I okay? Is there a gas leak? What's going on? How did I fail that spectacularly? Oh my god, I would like to apologize to all the people in the comments, like furiously typing, going, "What the hell, Zephyr?" Just know that I am equally as upset. What is wrong with me? Oh lord. Yeah, there's literally no cheating going on.
As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's this 5th ace? I see cheating alright, and it's going on right here in this courtroom.
2 aces in each player's hand does make 4 aces total. Hardly proof of cheating.
Wait, please. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you.
That's odd. She must be lying, yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day. You're right to trust your instincts. Mr. Gavin? Who knows what lies in store for us at the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion.
What might that be, Mr. Gavin?
If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards.
Ah, the red deck and the blue deck. The cards.
Mr. Payne. Yes? The players' hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court.
Very well, the prosecution will submit this evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or the defendant's cards?
If these cards don't prove cheating was going on, nothing will. Now, which of these hands is more suspicious?
The apparent motive is to disprove that Phoenix Wright started killing Shady Smith in anger. And it's also to prove that he wasn't a con man and wasn't cheating. So I think there's valid reasons to check both, but after all, we are here to defend the defendant. Let's check his hand. Let's start with Mr. Wright's hand. The defense would like to view the defendant's hand.
Very well. Mr. Payne, your evidence.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Well now, let's see what we have here. Right, sir. Time to tutorialize looking back, or looking around. When examining evidence, be sure to view it from all sides and angles. Try using the dials on the evidence viewer. That should give you a better perspective on the case. Okay, let's do this. Let's zoom in first, and then rotate. It's all red. No cheating here. Well, maybe. The card backs are red. For some reason, I thought that they were using blue card. Oh my god, they were! Oh yeah, the blue deck was on the table. Didn't you, Mr. Gavin? Huh? Oh. Which was it now?
Well, has the defense found anything they would like to share with the court?
Not unless you count utter confusion. Perhaps you'd best examine the victim's cards next. Of course, you can always give these cards another look. Well, do I examine the other hand of cards?
Yes.
Guess I'll examine the victim's cards. Your Honor, the defense requests time to examine Mr. Smith's hand.
Granted, but make it quick, Mr. Justice.
Okay. Don't worry, justice is always swift. Zoom in.
Enhance!
This is gonna be blue. Oh! Cheater. But how is this possible? If this is Shady's hand, and he was playing one-handed, how could Phoenix not see this? This would be clear to see. What? Your Honor, look at this. One of the victim's cards, the back is a different color. Yeah? That's impossible. But I put that card in Wright's hand, the back. What was that, Miss Orley? No, yet. I merely said, I have, eek. Your Honor.
Mr. Gavin, yes?
Tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker?
To cheat?
I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend, a comrade, shall we say. The dealer.
Oh.
Wait, so you mean... This witness, Miss Orley, she's the cheater. A professional, I'd wager.
Yarg!
I appreciate that since this game is now off the Game Boy Advance and now onto the DS, they're able to have more frames of animation for certain sprites. It adds a bit of character. Order!
Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. I mean, of her mistake. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard. That's impossible. But I put that card in Wright's hand.
Ergo, Miss Olga Orley conspired to cheat, not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shady Smith.
Oog!
Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim.
What?
Wait, you don't mean... The defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga Orley, are you?
Time for justice.
Boy, he's really leaning into that.
There were 3 people in the room at the time of the incident. And if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means I am. The defense accuses the witness, Miss Olga Orley, of murder.
Eek!
Wow, it landed perfectly. Mr. Payne, where is your witness, Miss Olga Orley?
It appears she has lost, consciousness, Your Honor.
Mr. Justice?
Your Honor,
It seems you presented a new possibility to the court. One suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith.
and that means?
This court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time.
What?
I did it. I held out.
I see no point in prolonging the trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further inquiries. Phoenix?
Mr. Wright? You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet.
What nonsense is the defendant spewing now?
Think. One of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means?
What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections right when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous.
Mr. Payne, you of all people should know. Mr. Wright has a talent for the ridiculous. Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night. I think this is the best place to end things. This probably means that next video will end the case kind of early and will bleed into the second case. Kind of awkward. I would prefer it if each case could end at the end of a video, but hey, you gotta play the cards that were dealt to you, am I right? I was waiting to say that. Well, now, admittedly, my memories of the very first cases of Phoenix Wright 2 and 3 are a bit foggy. I remember the first case of Trials and Tribulations was actually pretty complex with playing as Mia and defending a young Phoenix Wright against one Dahlia Hawthorne. Or, no, not against her, it was... Yeah, Phoenix was framed for murder, I think. Right? Or... Yeah, see, I told you, I forget. I'm very foggy on it, but my point is, I think this is the most complex first case yet. And I'm pleased by that. If this is any indication of the mood and the tone and the difficulty that I'm looking forward to in the rest of this game, I'm excited. So, wow. Phoenix has a daughter. I can only assume it was with Maya. I wonder how old the daughter is. I want to see the photo. Wow. You know, I was going to say at the start of this video, but when all this ends, I don't expect to learn why Phoenix gave up lawyering 2 years ago. Because indeed, he quit 7 years ago. We learned that. So it's been 2 years, at least. Huh. I hope we get answers in this game. But yeah, what a big change. I mean, I hope Edgeworth is still prosecuting. And heck, I hope Francesca, or Francesca? Yeah, I think it's Francesca. I hope she's still prosecuting too. Because she went through character development and she kind of dropped the evil edge of the Von Karmas, as it were. She had some soul searching, so seeing an older, more experienced Francesca would be so cool. Anyway. Actually, no, you know what? No. Give Apollo his own rival. Let's get a new character in, a new prosecutor. But I suppose we'll see that maybe next time? No, probably not. Well, anyway, this video's gone on long enough. Time to go purge myself of the shame of messing up those cards so badly. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm Zephyr the Jester. This has been more Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you next time. So until then, take care.